The reality is that if you don't meditate, you're going to be very limited in how much you can grow. But to have agency in your soma and your body is so vital, because then you can feel yourself where your consciousness is not expanded. When I first started doing Yoga Nidra, I'd have a 2 or 3 second delay. There is a somatic latency that is immediate direct input and feedback about the state of your consciousness. Because if you say, I want to put my attention on my right big toe, and you, with your mind's eye, put your attention on your right big toe, and you don't start to feel sensations for 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, that latency is the information you need. And it's not about evaluating. There is a time where the moment you set the intention, you have the experience. And it is a microcosm of something far greater, which is that our intentions and how we speak to ourselves, or the silence that we have within, is also mirrored in our lives in such a way that you can see immediacy of your thoughts being reflected in reality in the same way. Latency, that's a really good word for this, because it's not about evaluating, am I a really advanced meditation practitioner? There was a time and place for that in my own life too, where I thought, wow, I can reach really trippy meditative states. That must mean that I'm a major mystic, you know? It's more about carving out time in your day to cultivate that practice. That is where the benefit lives. The benefit doesn't necessarily live in your ability to hallucinate, trip out, hear voices, channel. That's great also. But you build so much more character in just maintaining a practice and not seeing the rewards for it for a really long time, other than a reduced latency. And I think a lot of people think that when they start meditating, that immediately they're going to go into a meditative state and they're going to see things and blah, blah, blah. And some people do. Some people take to meditation very quickly. Maybe they were big meditators in their past life, or monks, or whatever it is. But it's not the point. The point is to sit down and devote yourself to something. And if you've ever been in a sport, you also understand this notion of practice. People who've never been in a sport or never done music were sorely robbed of important life skills. And I find it very tragic, actually, if a parent didn't put their child into sports or music, because you learn how to practice. You learn that it benefits to show up and practice even when it's hard, when it doesn't make sense, when you're frustrated, you still sit down and you practice 15 minutes a day, whatever it is. And if you dedicate 15 minutes a day, you will get better. And we spend hours a day scrolling Instagram, writing content on Facebook, playing Candy Crush. But how many hours a day do we spend meditating?